This is much better than trying to use improper leg mechanics. If your leg drive is misdirected, it will work against your arm, reducing the quality of your shot and holding you back. Alright, today we're focusing on the body mechanics for the forehand loop against backspin. For consistency, is a bigger swing or a more compact swing better? A more compact motion is what gets the ball on the table. First, when you loop, your leg action should not be pushing straight upwards. Your current form is a rocking chair loop, you're just swaying your hips side to side. Your hips must generate power from back to front. Okay, rotate your hips. See? Your hips aren't moving. First, get into a stable, parallel stance. Pull your hip back to load. Turn your hips to the side, and then drive them forward. Correct. Drive the legs forward. You're not feeling the forward drive because you didn't rotate your hips first. If you don't rotate, you can't generate forward power and will likely compensate by moving up. That just increases your range of motion without the core element, generating power from back to front. So, when rotating your hips, the first step is to load that power and create tension. Look, after you rotate, your shoulders are still facing forward. That's not a proper hip turn. You must achieve this: left shoulder points to the ball, right shoulder drops back. Rotate your hips first, then you can drive them forward. Let me demonstrate. Rotate, then drive. The hip drive is forward, not to the left. Your hips are currently driving power to the left, trying too hard to hit cross-court. The sequence must be forward first. Then, brace with your left side. The center of gravity doesn't need to transfer to the left. Just drive forward. You have to start with a stable stance, otherwise, you'll feel powerless in your shot. Good, now drive. Don't push up. Drive forward. So how do you drive forward? Your current motion is vertical. But it should be a forward drive with your body compressed. Exactly, stay low, lean your upper body forward, and engage the hips. You'll notice that world-class players never fully straighten their right leg during a forehand loop. Right, it's almost like a lunge. They always stay compressed. Why? To keep their legs planted and stable. Once you're grounded, your power is direct like a bullet. You want to finish the point with a flatter trajectory, not a high arc. Your legs shouldn't have too much vertical movement. There's no time to bob up and down. In the past, with slower balls, you could do a full body turn. Now, the pace is too fast. You must plant your feet and drive your knee forward. See how the ball is going long? That means you're finally using your body's power. Because of that, you don't need to use so much arm strength. Let's go. Drive the knee forward. Relax, then accelerate. Much better. Work on your coordination. You used to rely solely on your arm to generate quality. Now that you're using your body, you don't need such an exaggerated arm swing. Make it more compact, trust your body's power. I see 3 core principles for the forehand loop. First, your legs must be firmly planted with a feeling of downward pressure. If you can't stay grounded, you can't transfer power up from the ground. Second, you must rotate your hips. It looks like you're waiting for the ball passively, which is ineffective. We can start with a more pronounced hip rotation and then refine it later. Third, when you rotate your hips, you're relying too much on turning left and neglecting the forward drive. Exaggerate it, rotate, then push off. You should feel the hips leading the arm through the shot, not the arm deciding where to apply force. The arm should feel like a whip at the end of the chain. My advice is that modern looping technique requires a more compact swing, because you need to be moving your feet and finding the right contact point. So, for your forehand loop against backspin, keep your backswing from getting too large. Even though the backswing is close to the body, only a compact motion allows me to maintain consistency while moving. Your upper arm is too far from your body, which makes timing and adjustment incredibly difficult when you're on the move. When the ball comes, don't pull your arm back first. Keep your hand in front and let your body rotation create the backswing. Let the body lead the backswing. Start with the racket here. Then as you turn your torso, the racket moves to your side. Don't just pull your arm back. Now, try it without using your body at all. Just stand closer and use only your arm. It's actually more powerful than your attempt with incorrect body mechanics. Let me explain why. When your body mechanics are wrong, your body's force works against your arm's force. For example, your arm goes forward while your body goes up, or your arm goes down while your body stands straight. In that case, you're better off not using your body at all. The correct sequence is level shoulders, then drop the shoulder, then rotate the shoulder. That's the feeling of the loop. Lower your center of gravity, this is shoulder rotation. Right now, you're opening up your body to make space. Because you're making space, your hips can only move side to side. You must rotate backward to generate power. Much better. Now lift your left leg slightly to shift your weight onto your right leg. It's like a spring. If you don't load the right leg, how can it rebound? If your weight is on the left, your right leg has no power. Lift the left knee to shift the weight onto your right leg. That's it. That's correct now. Your leg is fully engaged. Now, push off. Now you can really feel the drive from the ground. Lift the left leg slightly. It doesn't need to leave the ground, just stay in a semi-flexed state. Good, now drive with the right leg. Excellent. Again. Plant, and drive. Beautiful. The common mistake here is failing to shift the weight onto the right leg. Some players squat with their weight evenly distributed. Others don't bend their knees at all. And some, like you were doing, rotate and rise improperly. So what's the root cause? I believe it's your failure to properly load your weight onto your right leg. As a result, your right leg and hip have no rebound power. You must shift that weight over. Once the weight is on the right leg, you can incorporate the hip action. Rotate and drive. Load and drive. My feeling is that looping backspin involves a sense of reaching for the ball. It's definitely not a simple back-to-front rotation. A topspin rally is like that. But a backspin loop requires the body to extend out slightly, then return to a central balanced position. Before contact, 70% of your weight is on the right leg. After contact, it's balanced. It's never a shift to the left, nor is it 50-50. When you started without loading your weight, your stance was 50-50, which then led to an incorrect shift to the left. Because you didn't know which way to turn and wanted a larger hip motion, you ended up rotating in the wrong direction. The second issue is the shoulders. Many players lack power because their shoulders aren't engaged correctly. They fail to rotate. The correct way is to rotate the shoulders. Left shoulder points to the ball. Right shoulder drops back. Think about it, just swinging your arm back and forth is weak. But when you rotate your upper body, you engage all the muscles in your back. Relying on just your arm limits your power. It's the difference between hitting with your arm and hitting with your body. If your shoulders don't rotate, the most power you can generate is just by flinging your arm. But when your shoulders rotate, your entire upper body's power is unlocked. Right there, I wasn't using much arm strength. The power came from my body's explosion. You must learn to play with your body. If your legs hurt and you can't squat deep, then utilize your upper body strength. Upper body power means rotating the hips and, secondly, rotating the shoulders. This also helps protect your elbow and shoulder from injury. If you only swing with your arm, within a few months you'll develop injuries like tennis elbow. So, shoulder rotation is also a protective measure. In a push-then-loop drill, after the push, you recover. As you move, your left shoulder is forward and your right is back. After the loop, your shoulders are parallel again. Let me show you again. When I push, my shoulders are parallel. Then I recover, rotate for the loop, and execute the shot. I'm not even using my legs here. If I add leg power, the shot will be even more explosive. So, if you can use your legs properly by loading the weight and driving off, that's ideal. If your knees hurt, then focus on rotating your hips while keeping your legs in a semi-squat position. A 20-30% squat is enough. From there, get your hips rotating. Rotate the hips, rotate the shoulders. Left shoulder finds the ball, right shoulder clears the way and drives. However, this doesn't work for topspin rallies because the ball is too fast. In a rally, after my backhand, I don't have time for a full forehand rotation. If the rotation is too big, you'll get jammed by the ball. There's simply not enough time. During a topspin rally, my body still rotates, but it's a minimal 10 to 20% rotation. But if I want to power loop a backspin ball, say after my serve, I might use a 40 to 50% rotation. That's because I have more time. Against a fast ball, it's not possible. If you chop the ball deep and fast, a large rotation will get you jammed. Against that ball, I will still rotate. But it's a much smaller, more compact rotation. But when I want a full power loop, I need a full rotation and a full forward drive. When your shoulders lead your upper body, even with minimal leg power, you engage your core and torso muscles, which is far better than just using your arm. Amateur players should really learn to use their core and upper body. That alone is a massive improvement over arm-only shots. If you can add leg drive, that's perfect. But just using your shoulders and hips means your body mechanics are at a passing grade. So, you must use your shoulders to generate momentum from your body. Whether it's topspin or backspin, always remember the fundamental principle of table tennis is to generate force forward. This applies to flicks and drives as well. When looping, although the backswing drops low, I never make contact below the table level, that would hit the edge of the racket. My contact point is always above the table surface, or at the very most, level with it. A power loop might be at this height, a high arc loop at this height, but always above the table. Therefore, your body can't be static while your arm moves. The body must work in sync with the arm, and crucially, drive forward. Drop the backswing when needed, drive forward when needed. Dropping low doesn't prevent you from driving forward. Your body can create an arc, up and then forward. The motion isn't purely vertical or purely horizontal. It follows an arc. So, after you drop your backswing, why is your loop not powerful? Because you're not driving forward. Watch, when the body drives forward, the ball goes long. You must drive your body forward with power. I feel that most amateurs, after dropping the backswing, only think about moving up. But the part that creates the arc is over at contact. The rest of the motion is about driving forward to threaten the opponent. The purpose of a loop isn't just to lift backspin, it's to attack. For those who find legwork difficult, you can improve just by doing this. Don't move your legs. Your body mechanics will actually be more compact and effective than when you move incorrectly. Widen your stance, and you can manage at least a 20% squat, right? Just hold that position, brace your legs, and rotate your hips to loop. Just rotate the hips. See? It works. Just focus on this. Don't worry about turning your legs or ankles. Just plant your base and get your hips rotating. I guarantee you, this is far more effective than moving your legs incorrectly or trying and failing to generate power from them. Let me demonstrate. That's all you need. I'm honestly using zero leg power there. So for now, just plant your legs, then rotate and drive your hips. Let your shoulders rotate to lead the body. Give it a try, trust me. This is much better than trying to use improper leg mechanics. If your leg drive is misdirected, it will work against your arm, reducing the quality of your shot and holding you back. If you feel your lower body coordination is poor, or if you're older and have knee pain, use the method I've just described.